Hi, this is Jason Buzi, real estate investor and mentor. And today I want to talk to you about how to make 7 figures a year in real estate with no office, no employees, and very little overhead. And this is what we're going to be talking about today, because what I realized is there are people, I've been going to many masterminds over the years, and I'm part of many meetups and real estate groups, and I realized that the people that I know that make 7 figures generally fall into one of 2 categories. The first category are people, real estate investors, that have a big operation, a ton of overhead, a lot of employees to manage, an office, a lot of marketing going out. Some of them have overhead of $100,000 a month and up, and they end up netting maybe $1 million a year, maybe a little more, many times less, but they have huge overhead and very large operations. I've met many of those investors throughout the country, going to different real estate conferences, masterminds, and meetups, being part of different groups. The second group, which is what I do, is investors that have a lean, mean operation where they don't spend a lot of money on overhead and direct mail. They don't have a bunch of employees. They maybe have 1 or 2, sometimes none. And they don't, have some big office. They might work from home. They may have a small office. That's your prerogative if you want to. It's an individual choice, but they don't have all that huge overhead every month in order to get to the 7 figures. So let me tell you how you can get, which of those, first of all, sounds better to you? The big operation with a lot of overhead, or a small operation with high net profit and low overhead? Think about it. Most people will say that they prefer an operation that has low overhead and a high profit margin. So how do you get to that? Well, it's very simple. The way that you get to that is by doing big deals. And that's why I'm pretty much exclusively focused on doing 6-figure deals. Once in a while, there might be a deal where I make 5 figures on it, but generally my focus is on doing 6-figure deals. Why? Because by doing 6-figure deals, you don't need to do a lot of volume. And when you have volume, that's when you need the overhead and the employees and all of that management and all of that expense. But when you have low volume, high ticket deals, you don't need so much overhead every month. You're not spending as much money on marketing. So if we do 6-figure deals, and if we even assume that, our average deal size is going to be 150K. Okay, now that, if you're doing 6-figure deals, that's kind of on the low end, right? Because that means 100,000 and up. And sometimes you'll do deals that you make 200, 300,000, $500,000. But let's just say, and sometimes 7-figure deals, which I'll talk about in another video about how we do some of those. But let's just say you're doing an average of 150K. If you do even 8 of those deals in a year, just 8 deals of 150,000 each, you just made $1.2 million. Now that might sound like a lot, and it is a lot of money at the end of the day to most people, but that is not a lot of deals, right? Doing 8 deals means, a deal every 6 or 7 weeks. If you do what we talk about in these videos correctly, and you do your marketing and you do your networking, doing 1 deal every 6 or 7 weeks shouldn't be very difficult. You should be doing a lot more than that. And almost every year that, for the last decade, I've done a lot more than 8 deals. So 8 is not a lot, but if you do just 8 deals at 150,000, you've netted 1.2 million. I say netted, it should be gross, but the reality is if you have very little overhead, your net figure will be 90 to 95% of that, so you still broke 7 figures. That's why we focus on 6-figure deals, and that's what I want to instill to you, because most of the real estate gurus out there and most of the real estate courses, they'll talk about wholesaling and they'll talk about rehabbing and they'll talk about different things, but they don't really teach you how to do the big deals. So you end up spending a lot of money to make very small profits. And the way that I claim to do this business correctly, I strongly believe, is by doing large deals, keeping your overhead to a minimum, keeping employees to a minimum. You might want 1 or 2 good assistants, but not a lot. Having either no office at all, or some people like not working from home, so you can get a small office, but not, keeping that overhead to a minimum. So how do you do big deals? How do you do 6-figure deals? Well, they fall into a number of different categories. And we're going to talk about this a lot more in depth in other videos. But just to name a few, you have luxury home sales, luxury properties, you have high-end rehabs, you have multifamily properties, you have development deals, entitlement deals, commercial deals, and in future videos we'll break down examples of each of those types of deals and how 6 and even 7-figure profits were made. But for now, what I want you to keep in mind is doing those big deals will keep your overhead to a minimum, and you don't need to do too many of those 6-figure deals to easily obtain 7 figures of profit, $1 million or more in a single year. This has been Jason Buzi, real estate investor and mentor. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, it's part of a free 5-day challenge. This is a 5-day challenge where we teach you how to do big 6-figure real estate deals. To get the rest of these free videos, all you have to do is click the link below the video. That's going to take you to a page where you enter your email address, and we will immediately send you more free videos for our free challenge right away. If you liked this video, click the like button or thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for more videos and comment on what you'd like to learn more about for future videos. We want to teach you how to do those big 6-figure deals. This has been Jason Buzi, real estate investor and mentor.